I actually think that Inter, with the way they press City, he actually stunned them. He actually surprised Pep Guardiola's team. Not too many teams, or not too many people were expecting Inter Milan to, by this time of the game, commit the number of bodies they've got.
This is the very first minute.
This is the very first minute. The Inter have got, look at the number of bodies they've got in City's half. 1, there, and there.
That is 7 players.
Not too many.
Pressing Man City in their own half.
And look at the positions they are picking up. They are picking City up in zones that City are going to struggle to play out from the back. So when you look at where Brozovic is, and when you look at the movements of the players, and more interestingly, they've got 2 wide centre backs who were willing to advance in closing down players who would otherwise pick the house spaces at City. So if I progress this now, just look at the movement of the Inter Milan team. Look at the number of players who are backing up the press.
Yeah.
And look at just how quickly they are able to also shift across. Now look at the faces, or look at the body language of the Inter players. He's shifting across, shifting across, shifting across, shifting across.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them is shifting across, just to make sure they're able to squeeze City in the places where they can't find the spaces to pass. So I think that in itself stand, Pep Guardiola's side. I'll show you another clip that is very similar. And again, that was very early on in the game. Now, if I play this on a little bit, again, look at the structure that Inter Milan have got, right? Look at the structure that they've got. Look at where Edin Dzeko is. And that is Edin Dzeko here. Look at where his strike partner is, Lautaro Martinez, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, very advanced on Rodri. Nicolo Barella as well. And Nicolo Barella's pressing triggers are important. It's as good as what Bernardo Silva does. Or maybe Bernardo Silva slightly better, but as important as what he does for City. Because he's actually doing the job here and at times the job there. So he's only waiting for the ball to get there, then he can squeeze up. But look at how high Dumfries also gets.
So Inter were very bold, essentially, is what you're saying. And that's what made the game as difficult as well. And this is 1 minute, 46 seconds.
So the intention was clear from the onset.
Right.
And City actually did panic about it a little bit. I'm not sure even the City players thought that Inter were going to be that aggressive in pressing. So you could see Pep Guardiola in one of the frames telling the City players to relax.
Calm down.
To relax, because they actually suffocated them. And you see there as well, Brozovic on the spare man who the ball could have gone long to in, Ike Gundogan. Now, this is interesting because while this play develops, Edison's a great passer of the ball, but Inter were ready for any time he went to. Now, keep an eye on that. Bam. Now, Edison is going to go long, and it's going to go long to John Stones, right? It's going to go long to John Stones. So John Stones is ready to take the ball. But this is Bastoni, the left side centre-back of Inter Milan. Watch how aggressive he is. And it wasn't only once, but throughout the game. Watch how aggressive Bastoni is. In a flash, he is there. Now, at this point, you have a feeling the ball is going to get to John Stones first.
The pass hadn't been kicked
yet.
The ball hadn't been kicked yet.
But he's
already spotted that that's where Edison is going.
That is where Edison is going to go. And every other player is in a very good position. That is why Edison is going long. So, look at there. If anything happens, he's going to go straight and press. I mean, Rodri has been targeted here.
Yeah.
And then there's also a trigger here. There is that.
Yeah.
There's this. And then, of course, that.
That is tight.
Everybody is... When you look at the discipline of Inter Milan in the game, it was quite special. Well drilled, by the way. Now, if you move this on, just look at how he crashes. If right there, pam, he wins the ball.
Wow.
That is Bastoni coming off to win the ball with a lot from deep. They were ready to do some of these things. And I'll take you to another one. While Bastoni did that, he actually freed up Erling Haaland with Acerbi. It was risky because in behind him is going to be Acerbi for pace.
But City attempted those passes a couple of times.
And so we would see a ball getting to Erling Haaland, but Acerbi is absolutely ready for that. Again, there you see it. City are trying to build up. They're trying to do something special there. So John Stones again very high up the pitch. City are trying to recycle the ball, press up. Another interesting angle where you see the Inter Milan players. Again, this is in the 8th minute. You're playing against City, the favourites in the competition. But look how high this Inter team gets. Edison has to find another way of going forward. They are ready for that. Yeah. They are actually ready for him to take the ball anywhere they go. But look at that. Now, let me just stop this here. This is Bastoni again. Who is coming? This is Bastoni. And that is, if you like, this is John Stones. Right? So this time around, John Stones spins around, Bastoni.
Yeah.
But something significant happens here, which is why we didn't see a lot of Erling Haaland. Acerbi is still man-marking Erling Haaland, and he's ready to gamble and go toe-to-toe with him. So this is what he does as the play develops. That is Acerbi. Bam! Again, very aggressive. So we didn't see City creating a lot of openings in the final third.
So that's why this game was so close at the beginning.
That is why this game was so close. And that was largely because City couldn't find the passes that would work the angles for them to penetrate Inter Milan, because Inter Milan took the risk. They pressed City very high up the pitch, right? Now, let me show you this one before I talk about something that I thought Pep did that otherwise would have said he was overthinking. Now, this is Pep Guardiola's team.
Okay.
Throughout this season, no, not this season, in February, coming this into this time of the season, we had always spoken about Pep Guardiola playing with a midfield box. So, Pep Guardiola playing with a midfield box, you would have, this is John Stones, so maybe you have John Stones, who would be somewhere trying to move John Stones. Anyway, okay. So
okay, you can just delete it and redo it.
Let me delete this and try and redo that. So that's John Stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use the other one, the first one.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
So let me try that.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm just trying to move him back. I'm going to explain this. Now, we're looking for a midfield box, right? That's what Pep Guardiola normally does. But in this game, he didn't do that. In this game, he played a midfield diamond instead. In the midfield box, you see a Pep Guardiola team that has a double pivot of these two. And you see a Pep Guardiola team that has, on top of the box, these two guys, right? But that is not a midfield box. And throughout the game, that is what happens. So I'll show you another clip that actually depicts that one even better. Now, when you look at how they are moving, if I stop this right here, what Pep Guardiola actually did in this game was to form a midfield diamond.
Okay.
A midfield diamond.
Okay.
If Ike Gundogan moves slightly this way, that is a perfect diamond. But of course, the game is in play. But I'll show you another clip that actually depicts that even better. So when you look at the midfield that City were playing, they had to play in that diamond because the Inter Milan midfield three, Inter Milan had three midfielders: Karanoglu, Barella, and of course, Karanoglu, Barella,
and Brozovic.
And Brozovic.
Yeah.
Now, if City had played that midfield box, what that would have meant was that the two advanced midfielders would have to deal with three players. But because they played that diamond, they've got width in that diamond in Stones and at some points Kevin De Bruyne before he got injured.
Yeah.
So they had three options. That is why Bastoni and at times Damien had to commit forward to deal with John Stones or Kevin De Bruyne. So that was good defending there. So now I'm sure this one then will give us a better picture of that. So clearly we'll see the midfield diamond here.
Yeah.
This, that, this, and that. There you have it. So he's at the tip of it, he's at the width of it, John Stones is at the width of it, and then the base of it is Rodri. Interestingly, it is this shape that the one time that Bernardo Silva got himself into these spaces, because throughout the game, Bernardo Silva couldn't get himself into these spaces.
He was struggling. So he was forced to go central most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the one time that he got himself into this channel and John Stones pushed up a little bit, then the goal happened. So let's go straight to the goal. Now, this is the goal as it develops.
Yeah.
Now, keep an eye on where John Stones is.
He's holding his weight. He's standing akimbo, but the play is going on. Oh.
Yeah. John Stones, and he played very well. I can understand you have to take a breather because at this point, yeah, he was playing very well. And throughout the game, Bernardo Silva would find himself here instead.
True.
But on this occasion, look at where Bernardo Silva is.
Wow.
And then there is Phil Foden. You have Rodri there, and then Ike Gundogan also pushes up. It was one of the very few moments in the game or stretch that you had City having players anywhere close to these house spaces that they could smell that something could happen.